Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a brand new episode of the Division Z podcast. My name is Jason.
And I am K Cosmic.
Today we are joined by Turbo, comedy legend, with his brand new comedy album, Thanks Anxiety.
I don't think legend is the term right away. I think there's the other big dogs out there. I think I'm still a nobody in the comedy world yet. However, we need the world to open up for me to at least get a shot.
There you go. There you go, man. Hey, I'm predicting the future. We
need the clubs to be open at least. But,
exactly, man.
Very happy to be back with you, wackos. Thank you so much.
Hey, we're glad to have you on again, man. I
Absolutely.
mean, first of all, congratulations on the release of the comedy album. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you.
Gave it a listen. Really funny. My favorite track is the customer service one because it's so true.
Yeah, honestly, that one's good.
People just don't give a shit on customer service at all.
Yeah, that so far has been the fan favorite, the customer service track. And I knew it. I knew just from the casting and all the way from the writing. When I was writing it, I said, this is probably going to be the top track because it's relatable. It has that relatable aspect. Two, I knew from the casting for the depressive side of the customer service track, I have to have Hanson be that depressed fucking, then I have to have Jack the Bus as the opposite, as the good customer.
Yeah, they're like, oh yeah, let's fix your problem.
yeah. And then also my turbo twist, as me, I'm trying to buy a fleshlight off Walmart's website.
Also, I will say real quick before anybody comes and watches, or people are going to watch anyways. I don't know why I said that, but this podcast will most likely contain many mature adult themes. Just want to give that disclaimer out there for all the kiddos out there.
I'm very sorry. Listen, so the past 2 podcasts I've been on, the same disclaimer has been popped up. Listen, this is Turbo. Okay.
No, well, because we're talking about the comedy album. There's a lot of stuff in the comedy album. So, oh man. But yeah, as you guys can see, also on right above Turbo's display here, above his face cam, you can type in the chat !Thanks Anxiety, and it will link you to his comedy album. You guys go ahead and listen to that. It's pretty funny, and hell yeah, man. So I do have a couple questions for you for the album. What is your personal favorite one? I know you said you're writing the one about the customer service one, but out of all of them, just which one did you have the most just absolute? You're just laughing in your seat writing the whole fucking thing.
I would probably say, okay, so the writing started in June. So I started writing this album in the summer. In June, I started pretty much writing everything for. In the terms of the premise, where I wanted to get how many tracks and stuff. So in June, I probably written out 5. And in the beginning, there was no more. In the beginning, there wasn't actually a lot of fun leaking in because a lot of nervousness was leaking in. A lot of scared, the scared factor was leaking in because I never did this. New territory, just transitioned out of gaming to the comedy stuff. Going in a new aspect in life and working on tracks and how to produce, how to audio produce, how to pretty much make an album, how to pretty much be an audio producer, an editor, so a writer. So this is all something new to me. It got to the point of, I want to say, September, October, when I was writing the more concrete stuff, more into December also. And then that's when I actually started writing the Bay 8th track. The Bay 8th track, which is me, once again, adult warning. This is when I go to the track's called Bay 8th because it's a park that I have it's a park in Brooklyn, Bay 8th Park in Brooklyn. Okay. And usually, it's a popular spot for people to go over there and chief it up once in a while. You know what I'm saying? So I just from being inspired, and past experiences, I named it that track. And then I was like, you know what? I love the cartoon Big Mouth. The cartoon.
I heard of that.
Pretty good, yeah.
with the hormone monsters. Come on.
I love Big Mouth.
So and I was like, what if
that was on a comedy album?
There was a weed fairy, like a hormone.
Ah.
What if there was a weed fairy? And what if he popped up only on my only when you smoke? So that was the first track where I used my brain to go out and wild. And also, I'm not gonna lie, if you listen to that track, Bay 8, there is a lot of real truth and life lessons also in
Definitely.
that track. And I also had my friend Joe Panalano on it, who did a crazy ass job on it. That's also another aspect of this album. Not sure if you're gonna ask it, but it's casting and having your friends try to act the way you have it in your head and trying to produce it.
Dude.
The track Cafeteria.
Yes.
That
was a good one.
I listened to it. What did you guys overall think of that track Cafeteria?
I thought it was pretty good. I think I wasn't expecting like on a comedy album to have so many different people like in there, because when I think of like a comedy album just in the past before, I've always thought of just like, you know, the dude
one person.
Yeah, the one person. He's just kind of going off doing his thing. And I thought it was really cool how you incorporated a lot of different people, and it was really well made and really well produced with so many people. Yeah. So yeah, I really liked that
Definitely.
one.
For me, like with that, it painted the picture more than just rather being yourself. Like with all of them, I feel like I can picture all them happening in my head, like in a certain art style. And I think for everyone different, they're all going to interpret it quite differently depending how it's going to look and things like that. But that track, I thought was quite good. Yeah.
Yeah, because that track in my head when I was working it all down and I was pretty much in the beginning of the album recording. The first week of actual recording, so it was like the weekend of January 9th and 10th and 11th. The first week of NFL playoff, I remember that. And that's when I went to Staten Island with my cousin. Those 4 kids, one was my cousin, and the 3 were his friends.
That's cool.
And I told him, because I told him, I said, Mike, I need wacko kids. I need like crazy kids. I don't have any more friends that are in school still that are like just crazy in cafeteria conversations. And in my head, that was the weakest track. But then as I go on and I had more feedback on the track, people are like, well, Turbo, the viewers and the people don't know, the sexy bastards don't know what your vision is in your head, what you wanted it as. So they don't know exactly what you were aiming for. They are just listening to the track, and if it's good to them, it's good to them. Yeah. So this whole beginning of the album, this first album in general, was a big learning process in terms of what to do for future stuff. So,
wow, yeah. Shoot, that's awesome. I love hearing personally just all the like backstory behind going into any kind of production, you know. So I thought that's really cool, man. Kyle, what do you have to piggyback onto any of that? Because I thought that was a really cool story.
Well, I mean, I guess I have a few questions of my own. Like when you released released the album, how did you feel the moment it all got put out? All your hard work was done. You know, everything was finished, and people were starting to listen to it. How did you feel? Was it nervous, anxiety? Were you feeling happy?
So the album's called Thanks Anxiety for a reason. You know, so actually, I'll answer that question, but in brief, the name and stuff of the album all got changed last minute. In terms of that, like my reaction towards it, my anxiety towards the album. So I forgot when it was actually. It was I think it was late January. Oh no, early December. I have a katana in the corner. I have my Michonne katana from The Walking Dead. I have a
nice. That's pretty cool.
I picked it up, showed it to my friend on FaceTime. I put it in the sleeve back, you know, whatever. I wasn't swinging it, whatever. Put it back in. Then I put it back down, and it slid down, and it sliced my pinky. And I opened up all the blood and stuff, and I saw all the blood. I got lightheaded, and I just started, and I passed out.
Damn.
Passed out on the bathroom floor. Went to the hospital. Got 2 bags of IV in the hospital. So the album at that point had a whole different name, whole different album cover title, whole different look. Then in the hospital, I'm in the hospital laying in the bed. I'm like, you know what? my anxiety and my stress
Interesting.
put myself to pass out. This isn't the first time I passed out also, and just in life due to stress and stuff. So I'm like, you know what? I want my album because the tracks they play for their own. It's like any like an album name doesn't have to rely on the content in the album.
Right.
So when I thought of my content going forward for my comedy albums were the first the album cover and the back cover and whatever the names are. That's the story of what I'm feeling at that time in my life. So of course this time in my life was the anxiety. And I remember telling Zwenik, shout out my man Zwenik, because he is my Pablo Picasso when it comes to art and when it comes to just making the stuff. He made the album cover, he painted it all. He's amazing. So when I told him to make the hospital room the same color and stuff, the same color scheme. Then the day of, so having all that anxiety of where I'm at in my life, and so at that point of it releasing, oh my god, everyone's gonna hear the work I've been working on through all these stuff, all the things that they haven't been seeing because I haven't been making those zombies content. Where usually as a zombies YouTuber, you're on YouTube 24/7, you're streaming, you're making a video. You're always out there. As in now for my content, it's more of laid back, work on it more, heavy, more production. Then they see it bigger, outcome. And also having the fact that working through all of this album and then having my grandma pass away not too shortly, before releasing, that also was a big curveball because of course in my head the album release day was, oh my god, gonna be crazy, jumping up and down, great time. Then my grandma passes away, so then it's like, oh shit. So now it's like I have a big day coming up, and it's also like fuck. Like
you have that kind of on your mind as well.
Yeah.
So, but overall though, she on the last track, Thank You Sexy Bastards, I did explain it. I did explain that she did have COVID. I did explain that she, it was expected since about a couple of weeks ago. And but yeah, no, she got to listen to some tracks, and I'm very happy about it. I put one of my album covers, I put one of my album copies in her coffin. I wrote on it, so sorry about track 4, which is Bay 8th, because I made a joke about the weed fairy. The weed fairy goes and says, I'm like, he goes, hey Turbo, you remember me? I'm like, oh yeah, you're the guy who took a bong grip and shut off my grandmother's pacemaker by accident. You're the guy. And then I even told my that joke, and I said I knew she would be like, oh thanks Matt, appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for using me as a joke, appreciate it. But yeah, no. Overall, it was a great day of release. It was a great people who pre-ordered the album so far. Thank you so much. The whole entire aspect of people listening to the album, great outcome. Thank everybody who listened to it. That's why I said I'm knocking on wood, because I feel like I'm so scared to say anything about it. It's like usually when you put out a video or you do a stream and you get the comments, usually there's reviewers 50-50, like they like it, they don't like it. So far, there's only been 1 or 2 people that only had criticism about this album. So far, everything's we love it. I love it. I want more. So
cool.
Thank you so much. And I mean, definitely there's gonna be more in the future. What's up, Zazu and Magna Collide? How you doing?
Yeah, I see. I see those guys in the chat too. They're hanging out. They're having a good time. But yeah, man, I definitely looking forward to seeing what's next.
Jason, your voice is very radio-like. You have a very grateful.
Today on the Division Z podcast radio show.
I think I told you the first time I was on this show. You remind me of Chris Hardwick from the
yeah.
You really do,
dude. Don't worry. Speaking of Chris Hardwick, G4 is coming back.
G4, what's G4?
Remember, it was a long time ago. It was the TV station where Attack of the Show and all those shows were on.
Wow.
So the TV station, so potentially I guess you could say Attack of the Show is coming back.
I remember the logo now. The logo's popping up in my head. Yes, G4.
Yeah, G4, wow. TV that's plugged in. That kind of thing. It's cool.
Sorry.
Hey, no, it's all good, man. It's cool. But yeah, dude, I think the comedy album's really good. And what do you think about, I was thinking about this the other day. you know, because everyone has their own like little like their writing process, and everyone has their own like, okay, you know, how do I get from point A to point B, and you know how people have like their own little formula, right?
Yeah.
What is your formula when you go and sit down and you write something like this? Like do you have like a certain mindset you get into? Like where do you go mentally to kind of like, you know, go from point A to point B, or does it just flow out of the pen naturally? And you're just like, fuck it, I'm just gonna write this and that, you know?
So, this is funny. So I remember the summer I said I started working on this album, thinking of concepts and stuff since June. So June, July, August. So June, July, August, September, October, November. So it was 6 months of working on it up until November of just writing, like you're saying, writing in terms of just getting ideas down, jotting things on, memo pads on my phone.
Yeah.
Getting ideas, concepts down. Being on vacation, like being in the Jersey Shore. So like I was at that point from June to September. I was in that point of the album of I'm out in public doing something pops up funny, boom, write it down. I'm out on vacation, Jersey Shore. I remember my friend got a phone call from his mom. He was a little, feeling good, and his mom calls him and he's like, "Hey mom, what's going on?" Okay, I'm good. Okay, I'm good. And then I have a crazy idea of what if he goes through the whole conversation so good, like he gets through the whole thing. Then at the last moment he fucks it up. So then I write that down. And then that was at that point from June to September. And then funny enough, on November, on the pretty much the first week in November, probably the second week, I'll be safe, say the second week in November, I said to myself, you know what, your boy's gonna stop all vices. He's gonna stop, because I cannot drink alcohol whatsoever. Alcohol in this body, because they do not mix. Turbo and alcohol do good. So I said I'm gonna stop all my stuff that I like to, just enjoy, which is just pretty much weed. So I'm like, I'm gonna enjoy myself. Just taking a nice break and stuff from November all the way until February 19th. I had that date set of when I'm gonna release the album. And so that brought me in a whole like sober October. If you watch Joe Rogan, that put me in a whole like sober October mind state of like, you know what, we're gonna get all these ideas down. We're going to get all this stuff for the album down. And you know what? Maybe let's see what comes out of this. So from November all the way until the album dropped, I wrote the album, hardcore concrete stuff, all in memo pads. And my mental mind state going into it, I honestly just try to lay down on the couch. I try to get out of this room, actually. I try to get out of this room because it's the place where you guys know if you're in your room too much, it's like cabin fever.
Definitely.
Like creative feelings in your room. So I try to go either in my living room, my kitchen, or either just try to actually just walk around my neighborhood with my headphones on and then think of the ideas and talk in my phone and just get them on paper. On my phone. So mentally I just try to get in a mind space where no one's bothering me. I'm just on my couch and I'm either just talking to myself. I'm talking to myself. It's going on like that whole entire like that whole cafeteria track where I have to write for 4 pretty much characters on that track. I have to talk to myself. So I have to talk how it's going to sound, how it's going to flow. So it's pretty much just the state of I have to be alone. I have to be alone outside my room pretty much.
Definitely understandable, man. You gotta get out and you gotta spread your wings.
Cut me off. I'm rambling because I feel like I'm rambling on you guys.
It's actually this is the whole point of the podcast. It's like an interview kind of a thing. We're asking you questions about the show about the comedy album, and it's all good, man. But I also see Fazzy in the chat. What's up, Fazzy? Hope you're having a good day, man. But yeah, no, I definitely get that, man. You gotta be in that perfect mindset to like really do stuff and really be creative. And I'm sure everybody at home watching as well, no matter what you're doing, it doesn't have to be anything creative. It could be just your work in general.
If you're doing homework at home, you can't be in your living room. You got to be in your kitchen. You got to be,
Yeah, definitely, man. And I think that goes for, I think that's one of those things where for writing in general too, writing is one of those mentally intensive exercises in a way. Like a lot of people might not look, it might not, how do I explain it? It might not look like it at first, but it's one of those really mental gymnastics things that you got to really jump over in your head a lot, and you really got to craft a world from the ground up. no matter what you're doing, and it's really fascinating.
It's you say that because it's like when I actually was writing these, I swear to God, I wasn't thinking in the aspect of, oh, I'm writing right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like oh, I swear to God, I was just in my phone. And then in this, of course, I know I was writing for the album, but I was just thinking of it in that terms of, oh, I'm writing for the album. I'm writing in terms of how audio is going to sound.
Mm-hmm.
But then as I put out the album, and then people commenting like, "Oh, these are SNL skits, these are SNL sketches, these are great sketches," and I got a lot of comments, and I even had the idea also to do it, but I had no time, of course, than just in general in life terms of doing it on the release date. But I want to do animation at some point for these tracks.
Oh, yeah,
a ton of people. Like we would love to see what the Weed Fairy looks like. We would love to see what that the opening track.
That'd be cool.
PS69, which is the real school name of my elementary school, PS69.
Oh, cool.
And I say all the time, like they're so lucky it's an elementary school, because only if we knew the adult terms of that school would be demolished with bullying and just sexual harassment like that. But I just well listen, I'm sorry, I got animation. So people are like, I want to see what that principal looks like. They want to see what that principal looks like in animation. So as I'm writing it, I really wasn't thinking of it in terms of, oh, I'm writing these like SNL sketches. I'm writing these like, or just in general skit strips. I'm not. Now I'm like, you know what? Looking at some of these, I'm like, these could be some in real life skit. I could put this in well, people already the best comments I've gotten at those like that release week was people sending me comments of the best comments I've gotten that week was, it's great when you're listening to these tracks and you're imagining it in your head. Like,
very true.
When you're reading a good book, it's like, it's great when you're imagining the scenario in your head. Like and then I said at one comment, I said I would love to know what you vision the park is at where I'm sitting in Bay 8. I would love to know what you guys think, what the school looks like, what the cafeteria looks like. Because to me, when I'm listening to the cafeteria track, it's my old junior high school cafeteria. When I'm listening to Bay 8, I know what Bay 8 Park looks like. When it comes to PS69, I know what that principal office looks like too well. But yeah, no, it's I'm just very happy you got a good overall reaction. I'm very happy that people like it. I'm excited just to make more in the future, really.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing when you were talking about the writing and stuff. I was thinking it'd be cool to see it as a live skit, and just to see what's going on.
Maybe one day I'll do them. Definitely animation for one or two of them. Definitely the most fan favorite ones by far are the customer service one. And customer service and Crazy Rabbit's golf one, but that's a long.
I love that one. Yeah, I love the golf
one. Dude, the golf one is just so funny to the point where it's like, that's just so fucking true that like you have people who play golf that are like that all the time.
Because it fucking happens all the time.
Because it fucking happens all the time. Dude, it's like some of my you know what it reminded me of was one of my favorite moments from Family Guy was like some of the golf cutaways that they've done, and like Peter and Quagmire just getting so pissed off and like throwing the clubs and just golf is supposed to be calming, and that's what that kind of reminded me of. But it was like Yeah.
So and it's also great because I remember talking about this album to people. And before it came out, and the biggest question before this came out, what's a comedy album? What's a comedy album? Trevor, what's a comedy album? I heard of a rap album. I heard of a rock album. What's a comedy album? And then I'm like, guys, you sexy bastards, please just wait. I'm going to explain. Now that both you guys actually listen to it, now you guys understand, of course, what it is. It's just audio skills. It's like exactly like that. And I try to give people an example. It's like the old Cheech and Chong ones. It's like the old, George Carlin made one. Norm Macdonald made one. That's what comedy albums used to be, besides just the recordings of their stand-up on stage. There was audio skit comedy albums. And yeah, no. And then I definitely wanted on this album. I definitely wanted on that. And by the way, not to go just past the golf track, I just like the Tim Hansen on the customer service. I knew, because of course I wrote that script. That was the last script that I actually wrote for the album. And I remember telling Rabbit, I'm like, hey, I definitely would love you to be on this album. I just have to find the right character for you. If I can't, I'm sorry, next one. If not, I'm definitely calling you. I'm writing this album, and when I'm writing the golf one, like you said, Jason, it's all about real shit that goes on the golf course. It's like regular bullshit. And I remember as I'm writing it, just as I got to the end when he's like, but Turbsky, we're pals. And I'm like, I'm like, it's definitely Rabbit. We're getting Rabbit on this track. And I'm just happy. Rabbit. So I want to shout out Joe Panalano on the Bathe track. Mike Casso as the producer in the character producer on the Morning News track. Anna Russo as the interviewer on the Morning News track. I want to Jaden, Mike, Greg, and Jimmy for the cafeteria track. My mom and dad on the Wheel of Fortune track.
Yeah.
That was something. Cool.
that was a fun one.
If I show you if I make you listen to the raw audio of my mom and dad doing that track, it's a lot of like, Ma, not this way, Ma, come on, like telling you have to say it like this because then it's not going to sound natural when my dad answers you. Okay, Matt, I got you. Okay. And then I press record, and then let's say the line's supposed to be like, but I'll know where the remote is. She'll go, but I don't know where the remote is. And I'm like, Ma.
Yeah.
You sound like Siri, Ma. Come on. You have to put some emotions. So, those were very
trying to act rather than like,
the whole
there's a huge difference.
The whole concept of a comedy album is you literally have to make believe you are in that fucking scenario.
Yep.
And like I keep bringing it up, but like, let me see if I can make another example. Okay, the Itsy Bitsy Drug Addict, that jingle.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
That fun little song I put in the album. That's probably what I want to do for a little bit is have at least one song, one fun comedy jingle.
Yeah.
That went through a lot of phases. At first, I was doing a comedy aspect of one of Frank Sinatra's songs. Then I was gonna do a comedy thing of like I think the song "Happy Birthday," and then now then I went to Itsy Bitsy Spider. And that at the end when I was crying and I had to make believe the spider was dead. Imagine me in my room in my underwear, just sitting here with the mic on, and I have to make believe I'm sobbing over a fucking spider, which is So yeah, the whole aspect is like, if you Cosmic were like on the album, okay, you're gonna play a police officer, you gotta scream, "Yo, get!" you can't say, "Yo, get down now." You'd be like,
yeah.
You have to
put your hands up.
That was terrible. Exactly. You see
Yeah, man. Dude, it's the same thing with acting too, like on camera acting. You have so many people because they try to force the acting instead of like really being all natural with it, and you can tell they're just so stiff in their posture, and they're not moving naturally because they're trying to think, oh, I have to act it out. Instead of just like, be natural. How would you be in that situation? How would you as the character be in that situation?
To be honest with you, that was one of the parts also where when I got all the scripts done and I got everything ready, I got all the schedules done, like I had everybody written down like when they should be ready to record it.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember sitting down one day, I'm like, can I fucking act? Can I do that?
Shit.
Like, am I bullshitting myself right now on these scripts? Like, can I really perform these things? And there was some tracks like the principal one, the PS69, where this voice really does not feel good on the throat after a couple of times. You try to do aspect, and then if you listen, that whole last part of PS69 had no cuts. There was no breaks. It was for the whole part where I go from after. I think I sent the text and then I press okay after I sent like the girls want munchkins. Mm-hmm. I click on the morning, like I click on the microphone, and then I go to we have a PTA meeting in the library. We have Bingo, the doctor, doing his demonstration from his new children's book. Kids can in fact wipe their own ass. So if you want to if your mother and father sign that permission slip for you to legally be near an asshole. Yeah. That was the first. was the first album. That was the first. My elementary school did not have it. That character is like a mix of like Big Ange from Mob Wives. Like that's like Big Ange and every Italian mother in Brooklyn. That's
every Italian mother in Brooklyn.
That's the.
Yeah, to me when I heard the voice of the principal, I was just thinking to myself, you know, it just sounds like that stereotypical, just like the principal that just just hates their life, like smokes like all the time. They like they might have
Yeah, exactly. And as I'm actually editing the actual track, I'm editing it, and I'm like, you know what? Let me make it sound like she forgot to like take her hand off the mic when she says like. Diane, why are you coming into this office? I'm talking to these little jerk-offs right now. They got no future in their life. I'm the only person to give them confidence they're ever gonna get. And that's all like on the loudspeaker. So as I'm editing it, and that was the big scare throughout this whole album was editing it, making the actual fucking I have to make it sound like you're in a park. I have to make it sound like you're in a school hallway. I have to make it sound like it's going back and forth from you in the hallway, and now you're back in the office. All by audio, not from visual. So that's why that is why when those comments came in, I was like, I feel like I'm watching a movie in my head when I'm listening to the album. That is the best compliment I feel like I can get from the album. So I'm very happy.
Yeah, it's really cool to see, you know, creating a world with just only audio. You know, a guy I worked on set with for a long time, you know, he's told me many times before in the past where it's like, you know, it's great and all that you can have like cool visuals or like whatever in your movies or whatever, but if you can really nail the audio, if you can nail, you know, how people sound, and you can nail the acting of it, you can nail the background, you can nail the music, that's what's really going to tell people a story, you know, because it's the same thing with music. Music tells a story just all the way through, and you have these beautiful, you know, highs and lows, and you know,
Look at the spider. He was just crawling up a water spout.
He was just crawling.
Exactly. then the ICU, we got addicted to fucking Vicodins, and then he went home. He started being a pill popper, and then he started banging chicks, and you know, then he died again.
Lesson learned: don't fall down water spouts, guys. Don't climb water spouts.
We only us can prevent spiders from climbing water spouts.
It's an epidemic.
That's it. It's a big epidemic. And you know what's funny? Working with this is actually the first time I worked heavy with Audacity. Like I never worked with Audacity ever. Like I remember using
actually.
Like I have like a bullshit editing software. As all my sexy bastards, if you're a fan of mine, you know that I use Video Pad editing software. It was probably made in the 70s. It's just it has all the features you need, but it looks like it was made from a Craigslist artist. But yeah, and you have to pay for it, and I haven't paid for it in years, but you have to pay for it to get the original code. Then you can do tricks. But yeah, no, I going back to also what I was saying about what you guys are saying about how it was on release day, having the album be out on Spotify, SoundCloud, and YouTube, only free services also. That's all I cared about, and I wish the biggest thing I was happy was that there was no you know technology. You know the cosmic stream right now because of technology, internet's fucking up and shit. It's just things
are bullshit.
Like right when you're about to go live, that's when the shit happens. Am I wrong?
Yeah, absolutely.
So right when the day out, the 18th, so the 18th all the way to like 3 a.m. that night, technically the 19th at that point, the album wasn't on Spotify. So I'm like, okay. I'm like, here's what happens. So at first, let me this fun little story. At first, the album quote unquote leaked at first.
Oh.
So it was on Spotify like a week before the album was supposed to drop. Ooh. I kind of knew that was gonna happen. Spotify said 5 days. It was like the second day, not the 5th day.
Oh jeez.
So I said, you know what? Who's gonna look at you? I underestimate my sexy bastards. I'm like, who's gonna go on Spotify? Thanks, anxiety. Lo and behold, I go on Twitter, and then I see in my DMs, oh my God, how's your album out of? I'm like, all right, listen, you gotta delete this tweet. That
Yeah,
I'm like, thank God it's snowing with the following because of today.
Oh man.
Legs. If it would have got legs, it would have been bad. So I took it down right away on Spotify, and then that night it still wasn't up when I re-put it up, and I did the math in my head of like, okay, if it took that fast this time, then it'll come out this day if I posted this. I wake up and thank God it posted like at 9. Yeah, I was like,
yeah, it's like when you order a package and the package is like, oh, it'll be here in 10 days, and it comes in like 3.
Yes, I hate Amazon for that reason sometimes. Like it gives you false.
Oh man, but yeah, no, I definitely technology is just one of those crazy things that you want it to work. Like, it works.
Yeah,
it works 100% of the time until it doesn't.
Yeah, man.
Here's what I don't get, right? Here's what I don't get. We can send a rover to Mars, okay? We can send something to a different planet, hundreds of thousands of miles away, right? Yeah. But I can't have a consistent upload speed. Why? Why?
You're in the UK. You got bread for like landlines. Like I don't know what. Come on. Like you guys got flip flops for like. You guys got bread pudding for Saturday.
Oh God.
What part of the UK you in?
I'm in Scotland, so I'm.
So you should have said, Turbo, you're a jerk off. You're not even saying the right place. So
no, here's the thing, right?
It's in the UK,
right? Oh, it is in the UK, right?
Okay. I see.
No, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. It is in the UK, but from what I gather, and I think majority of people outside, right?
Yes.
People love Scotland because there's a lot of things to come here for, right? You got the Loch Ness Monster. You got castles. You know, you got things like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
England is the Netherlands close? Netherlands?
A little bit. I mean, it's across the way.
And the fucking poster fell. Sorry, Freddie Mercury. Sorry, Queen. That's where the Queen exhibit is. That's where the Queen Museum is. Netherlands. Would love to go. I'm gonna go one day.
You just gotta go across the English Channel there to Europe, and it's right there, kind of.
Welcome back to the Geography Channel.
Welcome back to Geography with Jason, Turbo, and Kyle.
Talking about where countries are.
Natural Geographic, we have Bear Grylls on the show.
Dude, honestly, geography is actually so important to me.
I was watching the show with my cousin, and it was about finding artifacts around the world, like natural found artifacts.
Ooh.
Like the stone that Abraham laid his head or whatever. And these people believe it's the real thing. And then these people go out there to examine the rock. And if it's the right rock they found in Egypt. And I'm looking at these, I'm like, what if these people just have a normal rock that just, it's a rock.
It's just a rock.
It's just a rock.
And the whole episode is trying to give you stories that this rock could give you life among 300 years. And this rock was just getting jizzed on by a couple like 2 years ago. Like it's no different rock. There's no.
Hey, you know, it's really a big psychological experiment at that point, because I remember watching, I forgot what show it was, but they had a controlled test of these people in this room, and they had a pen on a table, and they were told that this pen belonged to a famous writer. I forgot who the writer was, but it was like someone that everybody would know.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, they're like, oh wow, you know, and they're like, I can definitely feel that, you know, this was used for something important. And you know, and it's like, oh wow, you know, this was definitely really cool. And then the dude doing the whole experiment came into the room, and he was like, yeah, so I just bought that pen at Office Depot for like $2.
God.
And they're like,
that just goes to show you the amount of people that can get, the amount of gullible people in this world. There's so many gullible people.
Yeah. So it's kind of funny to me where it's like, you know, you can totally get people to be like, you know, this is the toilet I took a shit in the other day, and it's just like,
and they're just like, wow. That's what I find weird about like the human race and stuff. Like we give like, let's say someone important gives value to something.
Humans.
Here's the thing, right? Hear me out here, right? Like you're saying, like a rock, right? Somewhere there is an important rock because someone did something with it, right?
Yeah.
But in reality, there's nothing different about it compared to the billions of other rocks on the planet.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I mean,
and that I don't know. Like when you look at the grand scheme of things, like it.
You have a backing. You do.
I mean, it's like it's cool to like preserve like actually tactile and like actual historical sites, but it's like it's a rock, you know.
It's gonna be like this episode I was watching with my cousin. It was this farmer guy that looked like he hasn't seen the light of technology. He doesn't know who Elon Musk is, and he found this rock, and it had the same shape and stuff, and the way it was explained in the Bible was the way they were showing off how truthful this really is.
Interesting.
And then there was like these skits they were doing of these like Trojans or whatever, these Roman, I don't know. And I was in Catholic school. I goes to show you how much I know. And it's just, I don't know about those shows. Those shows I feel like are easy cash grabs, like those old true TV shows where it's like all these fake towing fucking shows.
Yeah, the ones that crack me up are the like, we caught a ghost on our recording device, and it's like,
and they're like the camera's shaking.
Do you know how easy? Like that's so fucking easy to fake. Like I want to, like me personally, it's like, is there a chance that spirits and stuff exist? Maybe, maybe not. But I want to see it like in person, you know. And it's like.
I those paranormal movies, I knew they were fake from the get-go. I knew, okay, Paranormal Activity. The ones you find on like the TV and like on TV, I sound like old there on the TV.
On the TV back in the day.
On TV, like on those like the Discovery Channel, not Discovery, but even YouTube. They're those ones where it's like they literally try to set the environment like this is real. If you don't believe it, you're going to jail. Like it's like so like I don't believe those where it's like, and then I was in my room and I just got a hand just shoved up my ass, and I knew it was cousin Vinny. I knew it was him. I don't believe those ones.
You know, it's the ghost that haunts my room and threw me across the floor, and my windows opened, and
I felt this weird sensation around my bum. It just had this weird sensation, and I knew it was uncle. I knew it was uncle.
Oh goodness.
Well, I mean, like with that stuff, you really.
My Twitch back. My Twitch is getting.
We're just goodbye, everyone. We're just. Oh man.
But no, with like all that ghost stuff, you really do have to be there to believe it, because like, it's not so much ghosts, but my mum and grandma claim to have seen like.
I thought you were gonna say mom and grandma ghost. I was gonna say.
No. They claim to have seen I guess a UFO, but they think it was like a government thing, right? Yeah. Up in the middle of nowhere, and it's like staying still, right? And then just like it appears, and then right? I'm never gonna believe that. I'm never gonna believe that because I didn't see it.
Cosmic, pack your things. Get in your car right now. Run. Fucking run. You know what I would love though? Like, of course not, because if it ends in death, that's bad. I would love like maybe like an Armageddon scare. Like, what if like some big politician said like, "Yo, shit's coming," like detected something on our radars that extraterrestrial weaponry. The only thing that can prevent it is if you go and buy all the toilet paper in Walmart and all the stores in the world. That will, I would love one of those scares. Like a bunch of people ransacking shelves. Better, worse than COVID. Like I would love this where it's like people are trying to fucking find knives. Like they're trying to make anything they can find sharp. Like this beef jerky, make it sharp. Freeze it.
Make it sharp.
Everything is a defensive. This desk, putting against the wall. Everything's a defense.
Everyone's playing Call of Duty Zombies, boarding up the windows and shit.
Not a purge. I would be scared shit for a fucking purge. Not gonna lie to you.
Well, that would be terrifying.
A government nationwide event like that, where it's like, oh, like the government drops drones in our neighborhoods.
Oh, dude, that would be crazy.
Yeah.
And the worst thing the drones could do to us is like just beat the fucking shit out of us. But we can die. We can die. Like Jason, you could be on your last breath, like, oh my god, this droid has his legs in my stomach. I'm dying. And then like the bubble pops over the world. It's like, okay, it's over. And all the drones die.
It's over.
They just die. And every hospital can fix you. That's a guarantee with the nationwide.
Well, there you go. All you gotta do is just throw some water on them, right?
There's a movie maker out there. That's a script. So please give me money, please.
Everything in this world can be a script. I swear. Hey, Thanks Anxiety could be its own movie.
I mean, to be very honest with you, it would pretty much have to be a movie, and the movie would have to incorporate those 10. So like those 10 tracks would probably have to be 10 scenes that have to be in the movie. The story has to always intertwine around those tracks.
Absolutely.
So like the main character could have nothing to do with the album, but the album had PS69. He's dropping his daughter off to school. That's the principal. Good morning, student. And then, yeah.
It could be like the whole, like you rearrange some of the tracks, like you start in like the junior high school, and then like go through the dude's life,
Yep. Going to a business meeting, and that's true, yeah. You go into a business meeting, you have to have your business partners go on a golf trip with you, and then you have, and then on the golf trip, you don't get paired with the people you got to talk business with because there's no more space. You get paired with Crazy Rabbit.
Yeah, like the last track of the.
He got balls for getting that tattoo. Not that tattoo.
Oh, I seen it. Yeah.
In the location, he got it. That's
a
location. Like, yo.
Yeah, I remember that.
I love the design of his tattoo, though. It's great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It turned out really cool for.
Very nice.
Yeah, exactly. So it could have been like, I'm not saying it's a bad thing because I'm saying it's good. It could have been a lot worse, if you get what I mean. Like, how do I put it? Like, the tattoo looks really cool, is what I'm saying, right? But like,
would you get that? Would you get that tattoo on your ass? Answer 1, 2, 3, go.
Yes.
No.
Okay. We're learning a lot here. We're learning a lot.
I mean, me personally, I've never been one for like tattoos, just me personally, but I think they look good on other people.
I want to get a lightning bolt like right here, like
okay,
like a black outline one, not like a yellow like fucking type of fucking bolt shit. The lightning bolt just right there. Maybe something on the right testicle. Not sure which. On
the right one.
How would that hurt though? Like, of course, I'm holding the nut, like I'm scooping the nut, and the only thing the guy's getting is like the fucking another ball skin. Jason.
Yes.
Your Twitch is gone.
I'm just gone. We're gone, guys.
Guy, like, what if I tell the tattoo guy, just give me a little star, like on my nutsack?
And why the right one instead of the left one?
Will that hurt though? Because usually the places where it hurts the most is where the most bone are. That's just plain skin.
Yeah, but then your balls are right there as well, aren't they?
I mean, it's still a sensitive area, though, right? So,
would you like to demonstrate, Cosmic? Would you like to stand up and? Would you like to
now? If that would happen, then my Twitch is gone.
Then your Twitch is gone. Everything's gone.
OnlyFans now. We're moving the shit on.
Oh my gosh, this episode is a Patreon exclusive.
You don't think there has to be podcast OnlyFans, no?
Oh, probably, right?
Yeah, I mean it's
a nude only, all like hour-long podcast. There has to be.
Maybe. I mean, think about it this way. There's a podcast for everything nowadays.
Love my nuts. Guys, listen.
Love my nuts.
I think that's a good idea. We have to shut the stream off right now and just work on it. We need to
move on to
Division Z After Dark.
We need Jason to be open, spread wide, naked on this podcast. We need Cosmic to bend over with butter on his body, and I need to be lathered in Nutella syrup, and we need to do a podcast in that order, and just like that,
I see.
Just that.
We need to do a
Clip
podcast
that.
just like that. Just like fucking that.
Don't ban me, Twitch.
Twitch, take it out on me. Ban my album on all platforms.
No, that would be dumb. That would be dumb to ban your platform on all albums if we're streaming this on Twitch.
Just cancel me. Don't give me no more work in the future. Just cancel me.
Nah,
just
dude.
cancel. I mean, going back to the tattoos, I've always wanted a dragon, and the way it'd be is like it'd go around my arm like spiraling.
Is he gonna make one of those?
Well, no, here's the thing, right? Like the dragon, I don't know. I've always liked dragons. Okay, I think everyone likes dragons, right? And I've always just wanted a tattoo of a dragon, right? Nice. I don't think if I'm getting a tattoo, I don't think
like a red and fire, like
Yeah, like I think what it'd be is like it would be like them colors, and I probably have some blue in there as well and some orange, just something to get a bit more like I don't know the blue. Maybe the eyes would be blue. Like
Where would it be? Where would it be?
like okay, well, so my idea is like it'd be spiraling around my arm. It'd go around my arm like a tower or something, right? And then I don't know where the head would end. It really depends. I know
That's a Sebastian Maniscalco joke. So the tattoo, it wraps around my nutbag. The tail wraps around the nipple and it tickles a little bit. And then it goes down my arm and it says "Rip Dad."
I don't think I've heard that one before.
But like
whole fucking dragon go across your body, no?
Well, no, no, just the arm. Okay, like, but the thing with tattoos is right. It's like there's the whole argument of what way you get them, because when someone else is looking at them, it will look straight on. But like for me, when I'm looking at it, I want it to look like, like coming. I would want it looking at me, so as it was looking like so it'd be upside down for other people.
Whenever you say Luke, you say Luke. You know that, right?
Do I?
You say Luke. And I want to apologize to the Luke you're shouting out and you're dissing
Luke.
Because that's a hypocrite for you not to mention Luke by his full name and you hide it in like you're saying Luke. That's I love the Scotland accent. I have a good friend Mitch who plays golf in Scotland, and he has a great accent. So when he kept saying look like Luke, I was like, Luke, the fuck's Luke?
Here's the thing with my accent, right? Like I found multiple videos I've done, and they're like, "Where the hell are you from?" Because when I make videos, like my accent changes slightly because I try and make it. Because when I'm with my mates, like it's I'm not like like I'm not like proper Scottish, but like it's definitely like I can
be Scottish accents though. There's like dog, and then the guy behind the counter is like, okay, yeah, sure. I was like, what?
Like there's people I don't understand. Like Glasgow is quite the accents aren't bad, but the Glasgow can be quite hard to understand.
I found that incredible that you can't understand someone speaking English just by their off color accent. Like on your mom's house, the podcast I listened to, they were like watching these four old guys in a bar, and they were drinking and they were talking, and they're like, and then they're like, what the fuck's he saying? And the translator's like, oh, we said he's gonna go see his granddaughter tomorrow, and they're gonna drink. And like that said that.
Yeah, and the thing. The thing with like accents in Scotland as well is they range so much. Like there's mine where you can pretty much make what I'm saying, and then there's like Glasgow, where you can't. A lot of the time you can make out what they're saying, but sometimes you kind of struggle. And then there's people from Aberdeen. Aberdeen's like the like I like it and hate it. It's like hello, I'm from Aberdeen. How are you doing? It's so like hi there.
It's very much like, it sounds like really. Like hello, like Jason. The voice is attacking you. That's what it sounds like to me. Like it's very like hello.
I am from Aberdeen. Hello. And it's like
what the heck?
I will X you Cosmic to do something for my next album. That was
that was my trial.
Dude, that's freaking album number 2, track 1, The Scottish Man.
Jason, just to let you know, I'm definitely keeping you in mind for the voice.
Hey, I'm down.
Hell yeah, Jason.
I am absolutely down, dude.
The morning news track, I was on a morning news show. If I got to be on a radio show at one point, or any news anchor, whatever show, you can definitely be the guy.
Hey, let me know whenever you want, man. I'm down.
I was going to hit up, he doesn't even know this. I was going to hit up Reed, Red Austin 27. You know his voice. Even though he sounds like Kermit the Frog, I think he has a lot of nice color in his voice where he could be. I can turn his voice to a soccer dad and no problem.
Yeah, definitly.
That is so accurate that I never even thought about that. That's funny.
I can write a good soccer dad script. Like, well, son, your cleats are in the car. I don't know why you're not. I gotta get your cleats. Like, you're really abusing the father-son of relationship. I can definitely give him a nice father-son script.
Oh man.
Yo, Reed, where you at?
Where you at, Reed? Come back to making stuff.
Do an album?
God, I miss Reed. Like, out of all the people that have left,
Miss him too.
like,
Dude.
Reed just had the best content. Like, as far as like the work he put into it, his voice, the way they're done. Like, out with the bigger people, at least he had some of the best stuff.
If it wasn't for Reed, I probably wouldn't be here right now. I swear to God. If it wasn't for Rat 27, he was the first YouTuber to ever say my name. He was the first YouTuber to make me feel that getting noticed could be true and possible. He was the first YouTuber, like that feeling you get when your favorite YouTuber actually says your name or mentions you or tweets at you, replies to you, like that. Holy shit, it's possible to get recognized by these guys. Definitely. And Reed gave me that first like push, boom, in the community to really, you know, get me out there. Hence, I did abuse the donation system in the beginning a lot for him to say my name and to, you know. But you know, on the E4C stream, on his aspect of the stream, I remember doing a lot of Twitter videos and stuff. And Reed really did give me a lot of great promotion by retweeting my stuff and just, you know, making me a mod in his stream. And
cool.
Reed, man, I fucking love Reed. I honestly, I swear to God, I will never lose contact with Reed. I feel like I will always remember the big inspiration he was in making me a creator.
Yeah, that guy's definitely like, to me, whenever I watched his content, I always got the feeling of like he's just happy. Like, to me, it just always felt like he was just
for a long time he wasn't by playing zombies. If you really caught his drift in a lot of his content towards the end.
Yeah, though, like that was
he was very like
you could tell at the but like I don't know, just the way he presented himself though. It was just the way that he presented himself though. Like, it always made me be like, okay, yeah, he's having fun. Like, yeah, like in some of the older videos, yeah.
I think for me, like the saddest part of him leaving was the last Zombros, or it was like you're watching it, right, and it's like this is ending.
Yeah,
I watched this for like how many years now? Like, I remember watching this when Black Ops 3 came out.
I was on the second to last episode of Zombros. You know, that's depressing. I was on the second episode of Zombros, and I was just like, and that was a podcast, man, where that inspired me to make it is what it is. Like everything, like Zombros was a podcast I used to watch going to sleep to go to school the next day too. Like, and then I came back from ZWC3. I came back from LA. Then Reed's like, "Would you like to come on the show?" And I wake up to that DM. I'm like, "What the fuck, man?"
Yeah,
that's cool.
I remember because it was always on a Sunday, wasn't it? Yeah.
Wow, that's always on a Sunday. I remember being so young, and when I was going to school, I remember my mom cooking dinner and the smell of dinner in the air while I'm watching Zombra. Like that. Yeah. That memory that like I will never forget. That will instantly bring me back. Like the smell of like meatballs and like sauce and oh my god. And
nostalgia.
Zombros being played, especially when it was like a good day when news was popping, like when people were getting popped with drama, like oh yeah, man.
I remember I like going back and watching a few of them, and I was watching the one where Jason Blundell was on, and we're just like, is that Jason Blundell? Like, I was like, oh no, those are the days.
I want to go back and look at actually some of my old episodes. I remember the first time I went on, I was so nervous. It was just me and Reed. John G couldn't make it. Then I messed around with John saying he was scared of me, so he couldn't be on. Then I went on a second time on Zombros, and then I got that aspect of, oh my god, the first time I was on was because I went to LA. Okay, that's fine. Now they want me on because of me. So I was very happy and excited about that. And then to be on the second to last episode, that was depressing. I was like, oh.
Damn.
Yeah, because you've been there kind of from like, you've been watching it from the start. And like when I seen it ending, like I'm pretty sure the reason they didn't keep it going was because Johnny J didn't want to keep it going as a normal podcast.
Reed was done. Reed's done making zombies.
Yeah.
No, but you hear me out here, right? Because I think Reed originally just wanted to make it a podcast, not about zombies, just about life and stuff. I remember seeing this somewhere. I don't know where it was, but Johnny J.
Yeah, I thought it was just because Reed was done too.
I think John would have liked that. I think John especially was the only one. John was the one to bring it off track a lot. John was the one to bring it off track a lot. That's what I told Reed, not told him, but that's what I said out loud so many times when Reed was actually finalizing his final goodbye. Just do a podcast.
Give me a second. Wait.
Yeah.
1 day a week, 1 hour out of your life, and that's it. I would love a read podcast. I would love
it. Because like you really get to know people during podcasts, and you get to like really appreciate their personality that like you don't want them to go. And especially since you've been there with Reed and you've seen the journey, so it's like that they can keep going. It's like I know a lot of people like Daft Punk, and Daft Punk is breaking up now, so it's like a lot of people are really like emotional about it because it's been like, it's been so long since they've been together. And
I have no sympathy for them. I live without having to know I'm never gonna meet Freddie Mercury, so I have no.
There you go.
Yeah. So Cosmic's never gonna live this day out until he knows that it was both Johnny J and Reed.
No, wait, I'm gonna find it. Give me a second. Wait, I remember seeing this.
You're being fact checked.
I remember seeing this. Like,
while he's looking, is there any other more album cues?
Let me see. Well, I think that basically covers most of it. I mean, we covered a lot of the album questions. I mean,
I have one question real quick. You said that Panic's Anxiety wasn't the original name. Can you say what the original name was?
Ooh, I would love to actually say. Let me think. Let me think real fast if I want to use it for any future one.
Oh.
Okay. Because I remember I heard you saying that. I was like, what was the original name then? Think about it.
I've said it. I think I've said it actually.
You did.
In the past, maybe though.
I don't remember. Huh.
Am I gonna use that name though? Let me think. Fine, I'll say it. I don't care. If I do, I do. It's a Division Z podcast exclusive. It was gonna be called Walking Mannequin.
Walking Mannequin. All right.
Anxiety and Walking Mannequin. So the Walking Mannequin, it's pretty much because at that point in time I wasn't fully out of the zombies. So the album cover at that time was gonna be me leaning up against a transit, like a subway side. The train's coming, and it says "Last stop, COD zombies. Next stop, forever." And the concept. However, that was when I was more towards my life than the summer, when I was having those thoughts, when I was kind of having more of the problems of what do I do? Zombies or this, zombies or this, zombies or this. And it became more of, okay, I think I like where this is going. I'm going to go with this type of vibe of like Final Exit. I made the exit way earlier than the album came out and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I got in the hospital, and then when I was in the hospital for my pinky, that's when I said definitely like, okay, you know what? My anxiety definitely overrided all the zombies drama that I was going through. So
yeah.
You know what? Thanks, anxiety and the new look. But now I have concepts for these next things I want to do in the future, and
awesome.
I have one already that now looking at exactly how art and stuff and Zwenik with the merch designs. Zwenik made the front and back cover. He made all the merch designs. He made all the art for the promo for the merch designs, and for all the promo, really, like the announcement stuff, the announcement images, and just knowing now where to go with this. Hopefully the world opens up. So like if it was for this album, Anxiety, I would have done all my photo shoots in in hospital. I would have just done it in I would have just done it in the lobby in the hospital. Let me I'm gonna fuck. Kick me out with my merchandise.
There you go.
That's it. Yeah, no, I'm very excited for the future, and I'm very happy that this album really did get received well.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy you guys loved it, and I'm very happy that you guys asked me to be here.
Well, we're happy to have you on, man. I mean,
absolutely.
It's always a fun time. It's always a chaotic time when you come on the show, and we love it. We love it, though.
I'm sorry if anything in the future happens where you get an email where you're like, Jason, listen, you can happen, not this Turbo Kid.
I think what I'll have to do though, because like I said earlier in the live stream, because the album and we talked about a little bit more mature themes that maybe not be suitable for children. I'll put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video when this goes on YouTube.
Now you know why though I wanted to distance myself from the zombie stuff, because it's very hard to be that way.
I can definitely understand that. I mean, it's one of those things where, it's not even, I'm not even just thinking like for the zombies context. It's just like for the context of like just YouTube and like Twitch and all that going like, what is this person doing? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I knock on wood. I don't get that much actually hate from YouTube. I usually get a lot of like the music stuff, like, hey, don't worry, like this isn't a strike, but like,
yeah, I've gotten that too.
Yeah, like I don't worry about those things. If there's ever an update where YouTube tells you like, oh hey, if you add up to a bunch of those, you can get a strike, then I'm fucked. But most of my problems come from music stuff and not getting monetized. But if anybody knows me, my whole motto is what's the first word I'm looking for? Entertainment over monetization, and I don't care. Let me lose the $6 I may get from the video for just
and that's the thing too. I definitely agree, because you don't want to sacrifice the quality of something for just oh yeah, exactly like you're gonna say. It's like I'm gonna get like $6, like it's just I think where a lot of people think about what they want to put and they want to like say or they want to do is because I don't know if it's just me, but more and more nowadays it just seems like these platforms are really tightening up on what people can actually say.
Too much.
Honestly, give it a few years, see where we are in a few years, and like I don't know, like I think it could get really bad really fast. We're seeing it in like the past few months, especially. Like
it's bad over here in the U.S. I'm moving right in with you. I'm sleeping in your bed.
Dude, let's go. We're gonna start the not the Z house, but we're gonna call it the C house, the comedy house. I don't know.
Hell yeah. The C house. Hell yeah.
The C house, the zombie comedy house.
There you go. But yeah, no, it's always a pleasure, Turbo, to have you on the show. And this is your third. This is technically your third time doing something Division Z.
I watched Boy Cosmic get his hair dyed blue balls.
Oh yes.
I was on when I was talking about. Well, I would love to know what we talked about zombie wise.
I think.
What did we talk about zombie wise? I'm trying to remember now. Because it was like
overall though, thank you. Like I tell anybody who wants me on a podcast, all you pretty much got to do is ask, and if I'm available, I'm there. I love podcasts. I love talking to people. I love having those. And I was just on a good podcast yesterday. These guys there from college, and I knew they were like college dorm room peeps. But you guys always a hoot. I love you guys. I love coming on this show.
Well, right back at you, man. I'm gonna look at the title of the video.
Well, congratulations on all that ZWC3 promotional.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
I swear to God, I was out when I saw that on Twitter, and and I swear to God, I gave a verbal good for them. I honestly verbally said that because I remember when I was in that same spot when it was late 2017, early 2018. I had no clue. I had a clue. I had no contacts with MC Sports Talk, little to no contacts with Jose. And I remember I did one of those marketing videos they wanted from certain creators. I got that lucky ticket. Then I made a ZWC3 video. Then they saw it, they loved it, and then I put in my submission for ZWI, and then boom, that history is a history. But I remember that's why I said I remember myself going through those big times with working with ZWC. So big ups to you motherfuckers. I love you guys.
Hey man, we appreciate that, Turbo. I mean, it was one of those things where it's like it was really cool to do and see like, people that you've watched in the community for so long, now they're in your Twitch chat. And now they're like commenting on like, whoa, this, that, oh, da da da.
And back when we were at ZWC too. Like I was literally standing there like, what is happening? Like Noah J, Lex, the Spit Plays, like Avery, like what the hell's happening?
Yeah, that's why I'm so excited for the event this May. I'm going, and you know what?
Going to Vegas?
Absolutely.
I want to, but it's really depending on where like the UK is.
All I'm gonna say is that you better come. That's all I'm gonna say.
Let me see. Scotland to Vegas flights. That's like $1,100.
Yeah, I go across the whole damn ocean.
That's $1,100. I mean,
there you go.
Well, it's great.
But yeah, no, it's gonna be really cool.
If we're gonna, Jason, we have to pay for it. We have to pay for
Oh,
it.
thank you.
So we gotta go.
And we cannot give him no lousy like.
We gotta give him first class.
First class.
So Cosmic, for you, we are going to spend $6,412 only for your 1-day flight. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
It's not even round trip either. It's just 1 day, 1 flight.
There's 3 stops.
There's 3 stops. Oh my gosh. But yeah, man, I'm looking forward to ZWC this year. The challenges are gonna be like the details for the challenges are gonna go public soon. I know for all the people who pre-registered and stuff, they're getting the information early. Which
listen. People also ask me what's my thing on it. I would love to be there at Vegas to do the sideline reporting. It's just a matter of Matt giving me the numbers of how many people are going to be in the venue. Because if a sideline reporter is going to be the person that mingles with the crowd and has fun with the crowd,
yeah.
If no one's going to be there, it's going to be no use of a sideline reporter. I'd rather do my most useful work on Zoom if that's the case. So if that comes out the case where it's a lot of great turnout, I'm there. If it's not, then I'm going to probably be the same participant or I'll have some sort of involvement on the online portion because I know Jose would want me to at least have some part of aspect in it. So yeah,
absolutely.
I'm excited for the Zombie Lovers for ZWC3.
Yeah, I'm definitely putting my name in the hat competition wise, and I think because they said on the podcast a while back they're gonna do auditions for hosts and stuff. So I was thinking I might put my name in the hat. My name in the hat. Wow, words. My name in the hat for that.
No, we love it. We love that.
I think that'd be really fun. But yeah, it's gonna be a good time, man. I think this is really the next step of where this community can go. We can become bigger, and we can really put ourselves in the public eye more. Because we got the Call of Duty League, you have Overwatch, you have Valorant, you got all these esports leagues. Now it's time for a Zombies like big push.
I would love if they tagged Activision more. If they tagged Call of Duty, tag them more to let the even though I don't think Matt would want to actually sell like the tournament to them.
Oh no,
they would override it with some bullshit. Commercial stuff.
That's like
definitely.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I would love for them to get noticed.
Absolutely, I think.
Because do you guys think Activision noticed it? They must do, right? Because it's like the biggest tournament as far as their per game mode goes.
They do.
I think they did. I think Treyarch, of course, did. When they took in like fridges and stuff for giveaways. Yeah, no, I think they definitely did.
Yeah, they're definitely taking notice of it. I think just because multiplayer is a little more profitable still, they're still gonna go. They're still gonna go balls to the wall with that.
I think in a way though, with the like Warzone, the camos and the the cosmetics, zombies. What can you really buy?
Well, slowly but surely, you are getting like cosmetics that you can use in Zombies for Cold War. So Zombies is getting more attention in that aspect of it this year. Like they literally released a free bundle with like, oh, you get a little Juggernaut keychain for your weapons now, and like they're gonna release Samantha Maxis as a playable character in Zombies pretty soon. So it's like, okay, Zombies is getting that shop content more so than previous years, but it's still the fact that multiplayer, the numbers are just skyrocketing, even though people complain about multiplayer all the fucking time.
Yeah,
the numbers are still skyrocketing for that.
Here's what I'll say about it, Phil, right? For them focusing on multiplayer a lot, they've given us zombie players so much more in this season, especially. Like they've given us a new game mode. Everything multiplayer gets. I was talking to Jason about this. Everything multiplayer gets, we get as well because we have Onslaught, which is like the game mode where it takes multiplayer maps and makes them into like little zombie maps technically.
Yeah.
So really, like by the end of the game, we're gonna have much more content than multiplayer will, and I feel like Activision and Treyarch are more focusing on zombies because I think they see it as potentially being better than the multiplayer.
Oh wow!
Well, because it is
every poll you see everywhere. Like, what do you guys play? Campaign, multiplayer, zombies. It's always like multiplayer, campaign, not campaign, zombies. Like. So I don't know. Give it a bit. Maybe they'll in a few years they'll do something with it if the game's not dead by then. But
hopefully it doesn't die, man. I hope we don't get to like a Black Ops 3 point where it's like hype, and then just as soon as because Revelations just and then we're just dead. I hope that doesn't happen with Cold War, man. I mean, it can, but they just need to keep updating it. They just need to keep doing what they're doing, and hopefully they do. I mean, with the whole season system, I think there's definitely more potential to add more instead of just like, oh, this is just DLC 3 and then that's it. You know, it's going to be, oh, this is season 1. Plus, weekly, we're going to add little by little new stuff. Like, you know, kind of harkening back to multiplayer a little bit. The one reason why I'm coming back to multiplayer is 2v2 gunfight. That's my favorite game mode for multiplayer. And, you know, they're adding new maps.
Yeah. So I love that too.
It's great. I mean, in the future, I'm definitely going to host a 2v2 gunfight tournament. I've done one before in the past, and it was so much fun, and I want to do one again on Cold War. My only problem is that with the way multiplayer is working right now in Cold War, Codcaster only works with the CDL playlist, and that's where I kind of go, you know, I like the fact that, you know, there's more competitive game modes for casual players, but at the same time, it's like, you're really only putting all your eggs in one basket for the Call of Duty League this time around, going, okay, Codcaster's only available for the Call of Duty League game modes.
Yeah, it's limited, yeah.
So it's limited. So, I don't know. I want to host a 2v2 tournament soon, but I might have to just be like, all right, make sure you stream your perspective or something like that. But you heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. I want to do another one of those 2v2 tournaments. Who's going to win? It might be cash prizes, you know, just saying. But yeah, it's Zombies has potential. Zombies has always had potential, and it's time we start awakening it.
Yes, sir.
But yeah, man, I was actually just looking because you were wondering, Turbo, what we talked about last time when you were on.
Yeah.
That was back when the Black Ops Cold War beta was out.
Yeah.
And we were talking about Black Ops 4 zombies.
Oh wow. Damn, I probably had some great insight on.
So that was that all the way back. What was that episode like? What was it? Let me look again. It was episode
20 something.
20, I think.
Episode 30. Oh wow, 17 weeks ago.
Yeah, episode 20. Yeah, Division Z podcast, episode 20. Cold War beta, Black Ops 4 zombies, and more. Special guest Turbo.
Hey, hello.
Dude, that was like a week of just like, we had so many guests on it. It's like we're kind of in the same period of that right now, right, Kyle? It's like we had Turbo, COD Zombies HQ, Fat Matt. Like we had all these guys just in a row, and now we're kind of like on that streak again where it's like we had Zombie Who, Clarky. You know, we're having another guest on next week. You guys will find out pretty soon. Ooh. But, you know, it's like, it's cool, man. I love talking to people in the community.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, I think we're gonna be wrapping things up here for this episode of the podcast. This was a really fun episode talking about Thanks Anxiety, and
thank you guys for having me on again. You guys really all your words about the album, I thank you so much for. And if you want to listen to it, exclamation Thanks Anxiety.
Absolutely. Exclamation mark Thanks Anxiety for people in the Twitch chat if you want to listen to Turbo's comedy album. And do you guys have any other little closing thoughts before we wrap things up for episode 37?
I am working on a second podcast for the spring.
Ooh. There we go. Look out for that, guys. Look out for that. He's just, that's all I'm going to say. How about you, Kyle?
Just for me, big thank you to Turbo for coming on. It was great talking about your comedy album. And for the video version of this, all the stuff like Turbo's YouTube channel, the actual video itself, the comedy album, all be linked in the description. So make sure to go check it out.
Absolutely. Couldn't have said it any better, man. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, have a fantastic rest of your day or night. Depending on where you are in this crazy world, we will see you guys in the next episode of the Division Z podcast. Peace out.